Hello there! It is the end of the first year of my PhD in France, so I thought I would give you guys a little update. Let's start with a brief reminder of my situation. So I started a PhD program in Sorbonne University in Paris, France in the autumn of 2023, last autumn. It is a PhD program in Computational Linguistics or Digital Humanities, and my particular topic of my thesis is production of abridged literary texts, a multilingual approach. This is a 3-year program officially, but more often than not it ends up taking 4 or even more years. I do not have the so-called contrat doctoral or doctoral contract, as in I am not being paid to do my PhD, which is why I have also been working a job that is completely within my specialty, completely related to my PhD and what I want to be doing in the future. So it is a position as a researcher and programmer in the Catholic University of Louvain in Belgium. So I have been traveling quite a bit every month or so. It has been a bit tough managing, to balance officially full-time PhD and a full-time job. Let me talk a little bit about what my working routine has been during this past year. So most of the time I have just been having my 9-to-5 job, mostly working from home when not in Belgium. So sometimes it has deviated from that a bit, starting earlier, finishing later, taking some time in between and so on. As for the work on my PhD, I'll be honest, it has not been regular at all. The only time when I've really worked a lot on my PhD has been when there was some kind of deadline. And if it wasn't for these deadlines, I don't think I would have done much work. And you probably wonder what kind of deadlines these are. Are they linked to the university? Well, actually, no. They're linked to conferences and article submissions that I have engaged with. So this has been a good reason to get some work done. Basically, I am subscribed to a couple of email lists that give information about workshops and conferences and journals. And from time to time I just see something that really grabs my attention, that gives me ideas about something to write for my PhD, a topic I can rework so it fits into my PhD, which feels great, especially if it's for a conference, because there is the double excitement of, well, this topic would be great for my PhD, plus a possible opportunity to travel that may even be partly sponsored by my university. For example, not long ago I went to a conference in Portugal, the topic of which was discourse markers in texts in Romance languages, as in Spanish, Italian, French languages that I know. And of course Portuguese and Romanian languages I don't know, but I have written about the languages I know, and I have focused on abridged texts and the difference between discourse markers and full versus abridged texts. That's a topic I would have never thought of on my own if it weren't for this conference. So this is how I have been progressing. I have made quite a few publications, close to 10 maybe. My supervisors claim I'm bulimic about it. It's not that I haven't had rejections. Really, if you are a person doing PhD or in academia, yes, of course you get rejected, of course. And I think I've learned to be fine with that. So I have written a few articles that are related to my PhD, but they are not perfectly organized in order to take part of my thesis. I have to do that later on. A mention of other PhD related activities apart from the actual writing of my thesis. So I have set out a rhythm with my two supervisors where we meet every 3 months or so, preferably in Paris, face to face. And we catch up in matters of the articles I'm writing in the moment, some ideas. They sometimes proofread what I write or give me ideas. And we also talk about administrative issues, because of course large part of the PhD revolves around these. It's not very fulfilling, but there are these administrative bits and bobs that you need to settle. For instance, there is the so-called comité de suivi, which consists of 2 people who form a committee whose goal it is to see how I'm working with my supervisors, whether we have a good dynamic, whether they think there's something I could be helped with. They themselves are specialists on the topic, or at least closely specialists on the topic that I'm doing research at. I have participated in a couple of seminars, yearly seminars, one of which belonged to one of my supervisors. So I had the opportunity to present part of my research there. I have also participated in a number of workshops, which are just short training sessions, 2 hours or so. Some are distance-based. Actually, I've only done distance-based for now. Some are based in Paris or possibly elsewhere, because it's a kind of centralized system. It is not only linked to my particular university. And some of these are actually mandatory, and I haven't done any of the mandatory ones yet, linked to publications, ethics, basically some very general skills that PhD candidates need to really be knowledgeable about in order to proceed. But what I've done for now is I've prioritized workshops that can be of direct intermediate help to me, such as how to use some software like Zotero for citing my sources. And finally, I will mention my future plans. First of all, I think that maybe I've written too much in terms of articles for conferences and so on. It has been fun, but sometimes I've really had like 2 or 3 deadlines that are very near to one another, while I've also been busy at work, and I've also written articles and participated in conferences for my work. So sometimes it has felt a little bit forced, a little bit hard to manage. So I feel like next year I will try to do a little bit less and be more strategic about it. And hopefully I'll have the time to organize them better into the actual file that's going to be my thesis. Also, something I thought about recently is I haven't had much time to just stay updated about my general field of expertise, like natural language processing, what's new. And there's so much that's new in AI, as you can guess. Large language models like ChatGPT. Lately there is this thing called RAG models that has been a big thing for months, but it is just now, just a couple of days ago, that I watched a couple of videos about it, how exactly it works and what it does. So I feel like I was really behind overall, and I should take the time to get to know what's going on in general, which is hard to do if you have some pressing deadlines. Okay, so this is it. As always, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to write. Thank you for following. Please like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.